Hello everyone, welcome back to the lab. How was the Drytron video a few days ago for everyone? I hope everyone like I said in the Drytron video. First of all, I hope everyone liked that, and second of all, and there goes today's upload, which is the DragonLink deck profile from Master Duel, as most people already anticipated from the title. So I guess without further ado, let's just hop into it for my dragon deck, which I played quite a bit. Let me see. I played like after I finished Drytron, I just started building dragon, and I think I did. I played mainly during the plat range, and then it was like the second half of last month. I was playing this for fun, and it's working pretty well. It's like relatively similar to the dragons in TCG after LP was banned, but it's like relatively standard thing, or just my personal favorite thing. The one of the main reason I went to build dragons because, well, first of all, it's dragons. Second of all, um, I want to play Maxi. I mean, come on, we were playing a relatively OCG format, right? Like, you just have to build something to use Maxi, which Drytron was not the deck I want to play Maxi in. But I still wanted to resolve Maxi, so I was like, out of all the decks I look at it, time to build dragons. It's still a decent deck. I think this is actually up there with a lot of popular decks in the format. For Master Duel, uh, and it's a decent solid deck. So I guess let's start. I'll start with based on the engines. There are like three safer. Best starter in the deck. It's even better in Master Duel with the OCG or relatively more OCG limitations because there are two pairs or up to three pairs of baby black and white, which you only need to play two, and that's what I choose. And because of these, Safer can actually grab you one extra card at the end because you go Safer black striker white. Then after you link up with the white, you can grab another black for either next turn or usually just for the cost of Ravine because you're going to Romulus. So because of that, Safer is actually one of the best starter. Well, not the best starter, along with Chaos Space in the deck, and then that's why there goes the Safer. Rocket Route is relatively similar. 3 Tracer, 1 Recharger, and 2 Synchron with 2 Router. Standard. There isn't any other rocket needed for this route of the deck. And then 2 Noctovision for the 7 that can go safer pitch router to search Nocto. And then 1 Chamber. 1 is really needed. Ideally, I want to normal summon safer every single time. And then Chamber is just something, if I see it, good. If I don't see it, well, I can try to figure a way to get it out of the deck eventually. And then another levy for, well, obviously. And the rest is just hand traps. This is how, well, unfortunately, I'll say, how unfortunately DragonLink has to play now. You just fill the deck with a lot of hand traps. Like, you don't even see droplets in the current build because after I tested, it was like, the rank isn't that chaotic to me for me to say I absolutely need to play droplet in the deck. And the amount of hand trap, there's like 3 Ash, 3 Maxi, 2 Gamma, 2 Vader, not even Imperm. Because I think Vader Maxi are definitely the best one. Dragon is still that can get Maxied a little bit. So Ash is not bad to just have. There's even Gamma at 2 is still a strong hand trap and worth playing because Safer can get Ash, Safer can get Maxi after you grab the black, which is open to Gamma. Chaos Space can get things. I've started with like quick launching my hand just to bait Maxi for my opponent so I can Gamma them. There you go. And then Gamma itself, like Vader is the other hand trap along with Gamma. I choose their light. I don't have a Nibiru, I didn't craft a Nibiru. I don't think the meta really needed Nibiru after I already have Gamma. Well, yeah, after I already have Gamma Maxi Vader Ash. Another important reason for Vader is that, as you already probably peeking to the extra, that there is Fiber Sling Axis, which I like to have. I love to play this package in DragonLink now because LP is gone. And then because of that, at least 2 Vaders needed. And with these like 2, 2, 3, 3, that's 10 hand traps already. There isn't too many spaces for things like Nibiru or even Imperm. And I feel like if there is a siding, I will throw my Nibirus in the side, along with like Cycle Readers maybe for Drytrons, occasionally Owlich. So yeah, so I think for main deck, this hand trap ratio is good enough. That's all the monsters, right? Yeah, that's all the monsters. Spells, obviously, Chaos Base, Field Spells, Quick Launch, 2 Call by both offensively and defensively. Defensively, it's a hand trap. It's an anti-hand trap card you can throw on your opponent's Maxi or Ash that potentially stopping or interrupting your Safer or Quick Launch or any other things. And then offensively, it's something that you can, because I think we're in a meta that relatively more grave centric because it was last year, the past format. In OCG, there was like Drytrons get called by quite a bit. It hurts. Like call by is like the best thing to answer pre-prep, because yes, you let their perfection to be summoned, but you cut off both Ben 10 and Dawn to recycle the Ben 10 if the perfection doesn't have another fairy to pitch. If that resolving, not only you kind of like do the kill 2 things at the same time, and then because they also don't have fairy left in the hand, because if you do the negate with the call by is perfection, and because they don't have the fairy in their hand, at that point they're down to nothing because the perfection is also just doing nothing on the field. And that can significantly increase the chance you stop Drytron's turn, which is the call by. Like, I've even had a time where I look at my hand wasn't that combo-centric opening, and I had a call by. My opponent either Maxi or Ash me. I was like, I can take it. I just took the Maxi, probably gave them another card, another, like, 2 more cards. And I made Sphere, set call by pass. So I ended with Sphere call by with probably more other hand traps in my hand. My opponent drew he technically drew 2 cards off Maxi, so he had a +1, but at the end, because my call by was resolving on something important, he just couldn't play and got sphered and then get resources rolling. So if you watch my Drytron video, you will be more familiar, or as I mentioned so many times, this is really a format that Maxi play a very, very important role. You not only you have to dodge Maxi with your whatever the deck you're playing in Dragons. That's my phone. In Dragons specifically, it's possible you just take the Maxi and make a Sphere pass, which is also likely. Or if you are going second or you pass turn 1, just take the Maxi and kill them, which I've done that. What others? And then also sometimes you have to just think, maybe it's even correct to just let their Maxi resolve, give their like 1 additional card, but you end with like a better position, better tempo by making Sphere, and have your Maxi and maybe even Ash ready for their things, which is also fine. That's it's hard to really explain it by words. It's more easier once you actually play the deck and feel the format. That's how I can say. And obviously, two tiding for the DragonLink package. Back to finishing the main. And then that's for the main deck. Extra deck, it's also standard. 3 Synchro, Savage, Chaos Order Hall Red. Self-explanatory at this point. The DragonLink extra Pesty, 3 Striker. 3 Striker is pretty broken. Honestly, even with only 2 Striker, it has significantly difference compared to 1 Striker. Because usually the first Striker is being used to start your A Link 2 on the top, But then, if the only Striker Dragon is gone, then Pisty has almost no arrows to point to even activate. Therefore, in TCG right now, like I said before, when they limited Striker Dragon, they essentially banned out a Pisty as well. After banning LP, because Pisty now don't have another arrow to really activate. But half the time you're using Pisty as like a no effect Striker Dragon when you play DragonLink now, currently. That's sad, but that's actually what's happening. And then a sphere, that's either your ending board monster or a monster you make after being maxied, which happens a lot, or often enough, and well, Kikon in general. I guess I skip fiber, then the Ramus, quad, these are standard. And back to fiber, Saling, access, along with IP Unicorn. IP Unicorn just another package you can end on because it bypassed the Dark Lock from Tracer, and at the same time, it's also additional interruptions that's easy to set up. The Fiber Saling access is the package I don't see too often in any other Dragon build, like at all. I've seen other weird things such as well, Borsor I guess isn't weird, but it's not that needed. Access is already better, since you now barely are in a Dragon Lock. The only thing that Dragon Lock you is the Pisty, which it's not hard to link away. And then what other thing I've seen? Forgot. Yeah, it probably don't matter. And Appaloosa is one of them. I just don't think it's that needed. I think that the deck has the ability to naturally play into net, so Apple isn't that needed. Then Fiber Selling Access. Remember I said, because in TCG currently, the limit of Striker Dragon kind of even killed the Pisty, because Pisty won't have arrows to open, right? Well, there is technically one solution to that, is you make Saling, because Saling pointing down for all of them, and it is synergized perfectly with Pisty, so and then getting to Fiber is obviously easy. The only thing that conflicted with getting Fiber Saling is you won't be able to put Sphere on the top. And then, so these two are kind of conflicting, but these two has like different purposes, usually. With Fiber Saling, you can not only just do the Fiber Saling access one route into blow up the board, which is fine. I've also done things where I go Fiber into, or summon the Veiler, let them make Saling summon the Veiler back, and then just let the Veiler sit there. Make a dragon underneath, make Pisty under Saling. You use Pisty, do DragonLink things, and then synchro into Chaos Ruler, mill things. Then use the Veiler plus Chaos Ruler into Harad, and then probably link away the Pisty, then make Axis Kotaker. So Saling's arrows really is surprisingly useful, not only in Saling's arrows barely used, to be honest, in all the time Saling is being summoned. I guess like Pendulum players might occasionally use the Saling's arrows, but I think Saling is usually being summoned after they Pendulum summon, most of the time, or more often being used after the Pendulum summon. So Saling's arrows really being used at all, and this is the very few time it's actually useful because of these three arrows pointing down to combo with Pisty, and I really like it. Saling is also not hard to get it at all. The amount of spell in the deck is a little bit low in order for you to have all like guaranteed 3 spells every single time. But I mean, if in the future I think droplets might be needed, then I'll put that in. That will increase the spell count. Usually, when you're going second against most of decks in the meta, they will give you at least one. Usually at least one spell, and then you most likely able to grab your field spell, so that should be enough for 3. So yeah, the spell count requirement isn't too big an issue. I had it happen, but it barely matters. Like, even just summon Saling with not 3 spells anywhere on the field, just the arrows make Pisty more alive or require less to do things, is also pretty good. And then after that, the Saling's link 3 linking to access for, or also different attribute Lie is also not that many in my extra deck. Yeah, so that's cool things. Um, with LP gone in, I mean LP gone wasn't the reason I stopped playing DragonLink. Striker Dragon Limited was the reason I just don't feel like playing the deck because at that point it just feel like what 700, and then so I haven't played Dragon since then, and I was also playing Drytron. One thing that I wish that's already in the game, but it's not, is Borrow End. That can definitely make the ending board a lot bigger and more interesting, but well, I think the trailer, it just hasn't even got into the game yet. Therefore, who knows? Maybe by the time it got implemented in the game, I might build a Dragon a little bit differently, make another deck profile. Who knows? At this point, this is how I build the deck. It's relatively also not expensive to build it. Right? Because like everything Ultra are like the staples that you probably crafted for no matter what deck you're playing. Like Veiler, Maxi, Ash, or Levy is one. But if I remember correct, is it? Oh no, it's a different pack. What's this pack for? Levy is in. Oh, Levy is in with the Dragon Maids. So you can try to get these together, but the rest of the pack are trash. Mm. And then what else? Water things are ultra. Levy is Call by Grave for ultra, but you probably have Call by Grave for other decks. Or you should have Call by Grave crafted if this is your first deck anyway. Then extra deck is a little bit Savage, Chaos Ruler, Hard Red, Sphere, Fiber, Selling Axis. Well, I mean, Fiber, Selling Axis, Unicorn IP are the things you probably should craft in the future eventually. For different decks, like these can be splashed into almost every deck. And then the rest, like actually Ultra for this deck is just like Savage, Chaos Ruler, Hard Red, Hereticio, maybe Boar-Sword, but Boar-Sword is in the special pack at the beginning. I figure a lot of people already probably got it. Like I packed 3 Shurag with it. And then so it's like Fiber and I think Fiber, Shurag, Boar-Sword, and then Eldritch are all in that one. So it's the first pack you're gonna open. So you're gonna have those. And then I think Chaos Order is probably with. I think Chaos Order is with Chaos Base because they are both Chaos. I can't even see the pack. Is it in the same pack with it? Yeah, Chaos Order is with Chaos Base in the same pack with the Link BLS one. And the rest are just like all Rocket cards are in the same pack. Like all the Rocket, Router, Boost Sector, Striker, Savage, War-Sword, they are all in the same pack. Despite these are be like a lot of supers, you can probably just go hard in that pack and finish. Also quad. And then the thing you have to craft. Oh, I think Noctivision is also in the Rocket pack, which is neat. The thing you do have to craft are like Safer and Black White. These are actually not included in any small pack. It's only in the big pack. So you have to craft these supers. But supers are relatively cheap to do so. So I think it should be fine. Only the ultras, and there isn't too many specific ultras for this deck. It's just like what? Ravine is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. About like 6 ultras you need to craft or try to pack it. The rest ultras is just all staples. So you should have it, either already have it or eventually gonna have it. So yeah, it's actually a relatively cheap alternative good deck that if you like the dragon strategy, worth trying. I mean, there's definitely ways to make the deck more expensive, being like crafting Nibiru's, crafting droplets, on so far. But yeah, it's how my Dragon deck been going. I think I won majority of the games. It's more interesting to play Dragon than Drytron, because Drytron play like single player games. More than half of the time, I don't even get to see what my opponent's playing. They just left. They just left. Like I go alpha Ben 10 or pre-prep Ben 10 alpha, then they just leave. So I don't even get to play. But for dragons, I get to interact with my opponent, despite I'm still winning at the end. But it's more fun to maxi them and then to play dragon things. So yeah, that's essentially it for the DragonLink deck. I do have another deck here. It's a True Draco, just because both my Drytron and DragonLink are kind of hard to do the trap card activation missions. So my friend told me True Draco is cheap and well, obviously has a lot of traps, so I did it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Drytron and DragonLink profile. If anyone requested to see this True Draco deck, I don't think I will do it, but let me know in the comment section. That'll be it for today's deck profile. If I do come up with some deck profiles for Master Duel specifically in the future, maybe I'll do more. But at the moment, your boy out of more gems and material, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to build anything for the near future. And that will be it for today's video. The lab report, well, weekly report for the meta, for current TCG meta for Birds of Destiny is still going, and then probably gonna be uploaded very soon. And then if you like this video, tell your friends, share to any other social platforms. Comment down in the comment section. Tell me what you think, and then subscribe to the channel. And then that being said, welcome to the lab today, and then I will see everyone in the next video. See ya.